I love true crime, but that's not why I'm here. This video wasn't planned. I didn't sit down thinking I was gonna talk about this. I was just up early one morning. I'm scrolling Netflix, looking for something to put on, something simple. I ended up clicking on a movie called The Perfect Neighbor. I had no idea what it was about, and I had no idea what the impact was going to be after I watched it, but it hit me hard. For anyone who hasn't seen it, The Perfect Neighbor came out in 2025 and tells a real story using police body cam footage shown in chronological order. No narrator telling you what to think or how to feel, just call after call after call. It's a great documentary if you have time to watch it. It's on Netflix. A middle-aged white woman moves into a neighborhood full of kids, and I mean hella kids. Kids riding bikes, playing, hanging out in front of the house, normal neighborhood kid stuff. We've all done it, but apparently she hates it. She starts calling the police, saying the kids are trespassing.
Marion County Public Safety, this is Madison. Is this call an emergency?
The kids are playing between the two houses. They don't even live here. I do insurance, and they really can't be on the property. They've been asking me many times. I'm just done with this. The incessant interruptions have to stop.
And just to verify, the noise is still ongoing. Is that correct?
I'm trying to go to bed. They're screaming so loud.
Hello. What's going on?
Kids keep running back and forth over here. When the kids are out front, it's really noisy. The way my apartment's set up, you can see it ends here. They're screaming, yelling. I don't get a break from the kids at all. They don't have children. I've asked them, please, the kids all live on that side of the street. For some reason, they love to play over here. I'm like, guys.
Probably because it's open.
I understand that. I have migraines, horrible migraines. I had a very bad car wreck. I had my neck fused.
Sure.
And you said you've talked to the property manager about being in that spot?
Ooh, right. Yeah, we talked to that guy right there.
That guy?
Yeah, I asked him today, and he said, yeah, we can.
Yeah, he's always said that he'll even come outside and play football with the kids or play games with the kids, and he says it's fine.
Over and over again she calls.
It's the first time's civil. It doesn't become criminal until they're warned.
All right, and he's just trespassing right now.
Can I talk to you for a second? When are you done?
He's trespassing right now. He's trespassing.
He came over to come ask us a question. What do you want us to do?
Tell the girls not to come. They can't come on when I'm on the phone. Okay. I mean, literally, they cannot come on when I'm on the phone.
Signs over here. I mean, we all live here. Kids play over there. It's an open field, whatever. And wild. And they do in this kind of neighborhood.
And what stands out is she's the only one complaining. Nobody else in the neighborhood seems to have an issue. None of her neighbors or anybody but her.
She's also the only one that ever calls. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It'd be one thing if, he's calling and they're calling about these kids that are running around acting crazy. Mm-hmm. But when it's just one person and she calls constantly, and every time we show up, it's a bunch of kids, just doing that kind of stupid crap. Like they're not hurting nobody.
Each police visit makes things worse. The tension builds. Conversations turn ugly, name calling, threats, that kind of neighborhood drama where you can just feel like it's going to end bad, and eventually it does. She gets into an argument with the mother of one of the kids. Words are exchanged, emotions are really high, and one of the mothers goes over to the house. She bangs on the door, and the lady pulls out a gun and shoots her through the door.
Kid began banging on Susan's door, asking her to come outside and talk, at which point Susan pulled out a handgun and shot Ajika right in the chest.
911 was the address of the emergency.
Oh my God, this lady just tried to break down my door. I shot through the door. Oh my God.
You said someone tried to break down your door, is that correct?
Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling, and she was trying to break down my door, and I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door. She was like, she was going to kill me.
Okay, I just need you to lock all your doors and windows, okay? I have.
The mother does not survive. Unfortunately,
today has been a very bad day. There's something bad that's happened. And y'all seen it, y'all understand it, y'all experience it, right? Okay. Y'all love me? Okay. Y'all love mom? Alright. Well, I got some bad news to tell you. Mom is not coming back anymore. Come. No. Come here. Come over here.
now up until this moment, I was like fully on that, F this Karen energy. Like, nah, she been tripping the whole time. But the second she fired, something shifted in me. Because suddenly I wasn't just watching a movie anymore. I was back in the late 90s. And it brought me thinking about my uncle. When I was younger, my uncle had ongoing problems with a man. There was history, tension, back and forth arguments. One day, a man showed up, and right there on the lawn, my uncle shot him several times. So while I'm watching this movie, I caught myself thinking something that made me uncomfortable. Well, she told them to leave. She told her to leave, and that thought stopped me cold. Not because I thought it's right, but because I recognized it. I heard that logic before. I had used it before. And that's when I had to ask myself, do I think this way because of what I've lived through? Because I can relate to the person who pulled that trigger. When the shooter is someone you understand or someone you care about, it's really easy to start shifting blame. If they didn't do this, I wouldn't have done that. If they had just listened, this wouldn't have happened. And then it clicked for me. And thinking of clicking, now would be a great time to hit that button to help push this content out. If you like it, consider subscribing. But anyways, this is how people, pick sides. Not based on facts, not even based on what's right or wrong, but based on identity. Once people choose a side, they defend it no matter what. Even when deep down they know something's off. You see it everywhere. Like, look what's happening right now in Minnesota. Whether you like it or not, there's always two sides. Authority versus the oppressed. Law enforcement versus civilians. And nowadays, it just seems like it's split down the middle, 50-50. And most people don't stay neutral. They pick a side, and that's it. And where does that lead? Endless arguing. No listening, no understanding, just louder opinions and deeper divisions. That's where hypocrisy lives. People defend their side with passion while ignoring their own contradictions. They stop seeing the other side as human, because once you dehumanize someone, it becomes easier to justify anything that happens to them. That's why you can find people online who have argued both sides of the same issue at different points in their life. The belief didn't change, the position did. Like people who said they couldn't wear a mask for like 5 minutes in 2020 to help save lives because of health reasons, but somehow had no problem wearing one for hours when it suited them for, like, say, maybe a certain job that they have now, or maybe riding their bike or ATV or whatever. And then I realized something about myself too. I could sit here and say, if that man had listened to my uncle and stayed away, he'd still be alive. And then in the next breath say, not obeying the police is never a reason for someone to be killed. Both of those thoughts live in me. And that contradiction matters. For content, my uncle's situation started because his wife was cheating on him. The man you seen, kept coming around and things, and there were arguments, warnings. My uncle told him not to come around. He did. And one day, he just he did the unthinkable. Back then I was fully on that he effed around and found out mindset way before I was even afraid, and I said it with my chest very boldly. You know, like where I'm from, people crash out all the time. I'm from the Bay Area. My hometown is known for just being about that action, boss. For better or for worse, it's just the environment we grew up in. So I just had that. If he hadn't came around, this wouldn't have happened. So when someone from my neighborhood, they would tell or threaten, I always believed it because I just didn't want the ultimate thing to happen. And but watching The Perfect Neighbor brought that all back. The chaos, the neighborhood trauma, the way small conflicts turn deadly when fear, pride, and past trauma collide. And it forced me to sit with this uncomfortable truth. Sometimes we don't choose sides because we're right. We choose them because of who we love, where we're from, and what we survived. And if not honest about that, we're just telling the same stories with different names.